Welcome to the Clutch Buckets Podcast. My name is Josh Tyson.
Adam Kyle Spence.
Their profession, our passion, your court. What's good, Cal? Check ball to you, man.
Check ball, Tyson.
Yes, sir.
Another Halloween in the books, man. How was it for you?
As off chain, man. We're trick-or-treating with my nieces and nephews, man, around the neighborhood, man, stealing all the candy, man. So it was good, man. My nieces and nephews, they would grab handfuls. I'll grab handfuls. We just know.
And you wasn't dressed up? You
Yeah.
couldn't dress up like Michael Jordan or something?
Man, I didn't want to outshine everybody, man. I
Okay.
wanted the kids to have their thing, but definitely went back to the house, man. About 10 pounds of candy for the kids, so it was good times, man. It was great times.
Must be nice, brother. Must be
Yeah.
nice. I didn't do anything. I was late to trying to find some candy for the kids of the neighborhood, but it rained. So
Mm.
won't he do it? Yes, he
Well,
will. So I
yes,
was
you
able
will.
to save some money there because the way that these prices look enticing,
Man,
they're
for some candy,
crazy.
man.
Mm-mm. They
What
about to
happened to
get
the
like them bananas for those 39 cents a pound type stuff.
man? Whatever's on coupon sale at Kroger, that's what we get.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, now that that spookiness
Uh,
is behind us, let's talk about some very frightening things happening in the NBA. We're looking at the
talk about
Milwaukee
it,
Bucks,
man.
Tyson, being 1-5. I'm frightened already, and I haven't even started because
It's looking
they
spooky out
fell
there.
to the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Buzzer beater by Donovan Mitchell. Kind of like a buzzer beater. I think zero point 0.3 seconds was on the clock.
Yeah,
They
clutch.
Cavaliers went up 7-0. The Bucks fell to 1
And
and
five.
5.
Nobody saw that coming this season, man. That's
What did you
wild.
think about that, Tyson?
I mean, bro, we already know it's a Doc Rivers effect. I hope this whole
Mm,
experiment with Doc Rivers,
mm,
man, team, I hope GMC this be like, you know what, enough is enough, man. We see his credentials. We know what, disaster he brings to teams. And yeah, we're just not gonna roll with it anymore. I don't understand why he keeps getting the job. This is ridiculous. But I mean, all in all, we thought Giannis and Dame, they thought Giannis and Dame were going to be a good match. As soon as they took away Drew, man, it was a wrap for the defense. They are giving up. Yo, I think some of the most points, man, in the NBA right now. I mean, Damian Lillard can't guard anybody, man. Drew was the heart of y'all defense. When y'all took that away, that's where the defense went, man.
mm.
And they went ham yesterday. Dame and
Giannis.
Lillard, man. Lillard went for 41. Giannis went for 34, and they still couldn't win. That's a problem,
That's
bro.
sad.
That talks to the defense all day. They can't stop nobody, man.
No. Giannis went for 34 and 16, Tyson. So
Insane.
he was getting it on the boards and as well as in the paint. Lillard went off and they still couldn't win.
Yeah.
Now, should I chalk it up to them saying that this was the best team in the East and that's why they lost?
Did
Sure,
you?
there's
No.
some validity to that being a
Did you just
7-0
say
team
best team in the
versus the
East?
currently by record, not
Oh,
by actual reality, no. But by
I,
record, they're 7-0. I gotta respect it for what they've done so far. We're gonna get to them for sure. But that aside, though, defense is going to be their issue. I don't feel as though they're moving the ball. It's going to be either Lillard or Giannis. Stop one, stop both, they lose. Even if they go off, who's going to be your next one up? Bobby
hmm
Portis? If Bobby Portis isn't on, that you're simply not. It comes back to, like you said, Tyson, this is a coaching issue and a coaching issue alone between Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. Let me back up real quick. Doc
Mm.
Rivers was the one that got us our championship in that 2008 series run for the Boston Celtics. I gave him a pass. I gave him a pass for a very long time. And then I started to open my eyes and take off these rose-colored glasses and realize that Doc Rivers is a problem. He had skill and talent, and that's what got him to that first championship. After that, he's been really riding high, as my brothers say. He's been riding high on the coattails of that for what seemingly has been almost 15
It's
years.
insane.
And that should not be the case. He
Mm-mm.
is proven to be a pretty underwhelming coach.
Incredibly.
And you have talent. And that's what frustrates me about it. They give it's kind of like giving your best high performing car to a person that has had more tickets on their record than anyone else. It's
Hmm.
like, why would you put entrust this valuable
Right.
possession in the hands of somebody who has a poor driving record?
And like
But
3 accidents, the insurance is always high because they always hitting something. Like I don't understand it, Cal. It's insanity to me, man. Like GMs are looking at the full collapses of these teams since the Celtics,
mhm,
and they're like, nah, come through, man. We're going to ignore. We're going to worry about that 2008 championship that you won. And I'm starting to truly believe, Cal. I don't know if you agree with this because of the veteran leadership that was on that 2008 Celtics squad, because
mhm,
Rondo, KG, I really think a lot of it was them coaching themselves. They willed themselves to that championship, man. And because the coaching I've seen from Doc since, no
mhm.
in-game adjustments, not able to bring these people with high egos together towards one goal, not able to make the right personnel adjustments, man. Like, even with Bobby Portis, you need some heart and soul out there on the court, especially on the defensive end. You got to put Bobby in the starting lineup. Like, especially with these type of games, man, it's insanity what we're seeing. Like, man, the defense is an absolute disaster out there, and you're not making any type of adjustments, man. Now, yes,
I agree with that.
it goes to the effort and it goes to the will of these players, but it's time to start putting these players who are going to put in the effort, give them some more minutes. Bobby Porter's only had 20 minutes, and
Mhm.
Trent Jr. went 1 for 10. He was 1 for 10 for the 3-point line. I mean 1 for 10 for a field goal, man. It's time to put Bobby in there, man, over him, over Prince. It's I don't know, man.
Is Milwaukee Bucks a play-in team, Tyson?
Man, it's looking like that now. It's looking like
Golly,
Lillard
don't
can't.
say that.
Yo, these point guards are absolutely demolishing Lillard on defense, bro. They're doing and getting whatever they want on this dude, man.
Mm.
It's sad. It's sad. If he's not producing on the offensive side, he's an absolute liability out there, man.
How
Absolute
tall is
liability.
Lillard? Is he what, 6'2", 6'1"?
If that, man, I give him about 5'11", 6. No, yeah, 'cause he looks small out there, man, especially against these other guards. I mean, they out here backing him down, man, shooting over him. I mean, he doesn't even he they don't even see this guy on defense. They
Mm.
don't see this man. So I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
like this. So we're gonna call him a play. We're gonna call him a play-in team, a 6'2" guard
I
with
had
one
to
of
at
the
this point.
best in this league and Giannis, and this is what we're looking at. Oh my gosh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all.
I do because it has the potential of bringing Giannis to the Warriors and getting somebody with Steph.
I mean, we've heard the conspiracy theory
I'm with
about
it all
how
day,
he's
bro. I'm
trying to
with
wiggle his way out of the Milwaukee. Talking about if you don't perform, you're just gonna get cut. And gosh, I sure hope I don't get cut.
Wink,
Okay,
wink. Right.
all
Come on,
right,
dog. We already know
oh,
that's a
okay.
setup. You know they're gonna do an investigation in a second.
Yeah, they doing it with Embiid, who we gonna
Yeah.
get to as well.
Yeah, bro.
So either way,
Hmm.
uh, as we always say, or as I always say when I'm being very facetious, shout out to the Bucks, man, because they out here doing the Lord's work, and I appreciate just seeing them not
Oh,
doing exactly what I expected them to
I'm
do.
being service out there, man.
Because they're technically Eastern rivals,
I know,
technically.
technically. Not this
All right,
year.
now we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I was wrong, Tyson, talking about 6'2" guards in this league. I am terribly wrong, and I would like to go on record to apologize to the Clutch Bucket podcast fandom. Bronny James is still in this league, and I
It's
don't
still
understand
here.
why he's still in this league. He has amassed a whopping total of 2 points in this league, and he's
Eyes
been on
among
the bench
ruckus.
primarily in this league. Why is he still here? in this league is beyond comprehension at this point.
Mhm.
The Lakers themselves, I'll give a little context. They're doing, they're decent. They're not
Mm.
like absolutely terrible. They had a really hot start. They kind of cooled down just a little bit. What is their record now? I think it's like three and
Four
two
and
or
two.
4-2.
Yeah.
It's 4-2. So they're playing, they're gonna come down to earth at some point. But just the fact that you have this roster spot that is being crowded, unfortunately, by somebody who's not impacting the game, that really needs to go and develop. I am very much surprised, shocked, bewildered, perplexed that the Lakers staff and coaching staff thought that it would be a very good idea to
Mhm.
keep Bronny James on this roster for what? For what? What impact?
Ticket sales, and hype. So I guess that's what it's all about, man.
The
I
hype
mean,
is gone,
everybody,
Tyson.
the hype, ticket sales, people yelling Brownie's name, the media attention. I guess jersey sales, because it's not about basketball anymore, bro. It's not about basketball. You give up, like you said, this spot on the Lakers rosters, and it doesn't improve. It makes their roster worse at the end of the day, man. So at the end of the day, it's not about on court basketball. It's not about winning games at all. So man, I guess that's what it's all about, man. It's on the money side. That's all I can say because this dude looks awful.
I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it, but I guess he'll be there for a little bit longer. I heard a little bit of like rumors and scuttlebutt saying that he was going to, in fact, shift over to the G League at some point
Mm,
eventually, but I thought it would have been definitely sooner rather than later.
hmm
That's all I got for the Lakers. I don't care about them. So let's switch
No,
gears, right? And
with the
let's talk
quickness.
about
Yeah.
honoring somebody, in this case, Vince
Mm.
Carter, half man, half amazing for not only doing the retirement, but he's also is he inducted or he's an inductee into the
He was inducted.
NBA Hall of Fame. So
Yeah.
he's been inducted
hmm
into the NBA Hall of Fame as well in this 2024 run, which included Chauncey Billups, Michael Cooper, Michelle Timms, Selman Augustus, Walter Davis, and Dick Barnett. Um, thoughts? I have some thoughts on that, Tyson. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna keep it brief because I know we're gonna do a whole podcast on the Hall of Fame. Now, shout out to Vince Carter. He gave us some amazing dunk
Absolutely.
highlights. He was a extraordinary player. Um, but man, we really gotta talk about accolades, man. What does it take to be a Hall of Fame player?
Mhm.
Is it, you mentioned along with the greats, it's a compilation of your resume. Like, what qualifies you to be a Hall of Fame player? Because,
Okay.
at this point, I don't know. We got Chauncey, we got Carter out here, like highlight player. Carter was a highlight player, but, on the other end, did he lead teams anywhere, man? Does he have a chip? Was he, regarded as one of the best during that time, during that era? Nah. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know, man. We got to do a deep dive into that, man, because I honestly think, man, especially with Chauncey getting in there too. I mean, I really think the Hall of Fame is getting watered down. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Okay. I would agree with you. We have thoughts. So it's more so a stay tuned. I don't mind a jersey retirement. I don't mind several things, but this one here is pretty interesting from a perspective of getting inducted into what is kind of like a really prestigious and exclusive
mhm.
club for accomplishments. And I don't know if the NBA All-Star 2000, what, one qualifies you to be like, man, this deserves a Hall of Fame nod. So we'll talk about that more, but nonetheless,
Mm,
was he a decent player, a good player? Definitely. Vince Carter was a very good player. He was a superstar, quote unquote, in his right. Um,
Was he?
yeah, I can say that between the Toronto Raptors run and the New Jersey Nets
Mm,
run, he certainly was.
I don't know, Kai. It's gonna be a great conversation.
It's a good conversation, and he spurred that on. But again, there is some congratulations in order, especially to those who are really Vince Carter fans. That
Mm.
this is some accomplishment, so kudos to him on that. Shifting gears, we're looking at some news around the league.
Mm.
One being a little bit of violence happening where Joel
Miles all
Embiid
around.
seems to be under a reportedly investigation for possible shoving situation that occurred between him and a reporter who may have mentioned his late brother and his son by name in some level of criticism that got emotionally high. And this occurred where Joel Embiid actually um, seemingly physically assaulted this reporter. Now, when I say physically assaulted, we're saying a shove. I don't know what transpires from here. I don't know how much um, significance it is, especially it being a reporter, not a referee. So I'm very curious to how the league handles this
Mhm.
because it's not in game, it's not a referee or a coach or a GM, it's a reporter. I think it's going to really be a telling sign of the value that the NBA puts on reporters in the league and media in the league if the punishment or disciplinary action, if found guilty in this case, comes down. So we'll see about that. Do you think it was justified just based on what little you know, Tyson?
My thing is though, man, like this dude hasn't played the game yet. You're on the injured list, but you healthy enough to fight. Like, come on,
Mm,
man. This like, bro, what you doing out here? Body slamming reporters. That's a problem, man. Now, I will say on the other side of things, man, like you can't be talking about people's family members, especially deceased ones. Like, I think the reporter did go a little bit too far. But
mm,
as a professional, man, you gotta know when to keep it cool too, man. That's tough. That is gonna be a problem moving forward, man. I think they're gonna do a nice little investigation into that. So he might be gone for a little bit longer, even after he's healthy.
mm.
Mm.
Well, we'll see soon enough.
Oh,
It's
by the way, that reporter about to get paid.
100%. 100%.
Even go,
What?
he ain't even gonna be a reporter no
I would
more.
still
We
be
ain't
on the
gonna
floor
find
to
him.
this day. I'm not moving. What am I
You
moving
got
for?
you got to carry me out you got to get
Like Paul
like
Pierce.
Paul
It's
Pierce.
like you're gonna have to carry me out, like literally like Paul Pierce in the finals. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
I feel
Like, I'm not
paralyzed. I
moving.
feel paralyzed.
I'm
My back
getting
hurt.
paid.
Back and neck and head hurt all at the same time.
Everything, everything. Like I can't even function.
And it
What I
and
can't type anymore.
what? And the dude 7 foot for this 270 pounds.
300. I'm
What?
sure that dude is
Bro,
probably
let that
closer to
dude put a finger on my shoulder just
gone.
dislocated. Oh man, it's
So
what? He about to get
at least
paid.
the reporter, at least something good is gonna come
We
out
ain't
of
gonna hear from
this.
that reporter again. This dude gonna
No.
be living his best life on Bali somewhere.
As he should. As he should. Now, there was a little bit more shoving going on in this league
Mm.
because Grant Williams decided to shoulder check as if they were running routes on the court, and he decided to
On the
become a
football field.
football player.
Right?
He decided to shoulder check Jason Tatum pretty unnecessarily.
Pretty egregious.
Um,
Yeah.
and then so after the aftermath was number one, Grant Williams intended to invite some of the Celtics players over to his home for dinner. This was
Did it
prior
really?
to this
Oh,
situation.
prior.
And then he said, more than likely, they're not coming anymore. He said, I already have the wings set out and everything prepared for them, but the likelihood is slim to none. Jaylen Brown made some mentions about how egregious of a play that was because it was
Yeah.
not a play on the ball.
Not at all. I don't even know why he
Jason
did it.
Tatum, I don't, I
Can't
know
remember
why
what.
he did it. Is Grant
Oh,
Williams.
we yeah.
Dude, I've been following Grant Williams obviously because he was a former Celtic.
Hmm.
Grant Williams did this all the time.
Yeah.
Dumb things. He did that was just kind of his thing. And he was always quick to raise his hand to say, Yep, I did the foul. Yep, I did that. This is not an uncommon thing. It's just so annoying when you see it happening to your team now that
Yeah.
he's no longer on there. He does this all the time.
But
It's
it made no
stupid.
sense. It made no sense. It wasn't like you were trying to stop a fast break. It was like, what are you doing in that situation, bro? I have no clue. Maybe in that moment in his head, he was thinking about them not coming over later. And he's like, I'm gonna just take them out. But I really
All
think,
this
bro,
wasted chicken. Oh
I
man.
really I think he's really salty about them trading him and him not getting a ring. And I think that's where the saltiness was
You
coming from
got traded away to the
to
Mavs,
the
and then
Mavs.
the Mavs lost,
They ain't want you.
and they were the two teams that were in the
Mm,
finals,
yeah.
and you got no ring out
No
of
love,
that.
nothing.
I think they said that there was seemingly a play that happened prior to that where I think Tatum may have pushed him out of position on a
Mhm.
rebound. I can't remember if that was the exact play, but I think I remember reading something about that. It doesn't matter.
It hasn't.
It doesn't
It
matter.
hasn't. He was thinking
Now you're
about all those.
ejected. Now you
Yeah.
lost. To what game? Because now the team, even more so, may not necessarily rock with you because
Mhm.
you're just making silly plays. It
Yeah.
wasn't even a play.
Maybe in his head though, it was justified because of all the money he spent on the wings and snacks, for the
I can
after party.
understand that.
So,
I would be upset too. Cold wings and no guests, that equals a tantrum, and I could see that happening, and I
Yeah, I can
guess he
see.
followed through.
Yeah, he looks like the type who would decorate too. Like he did his own decoration.
I ain't gonna lie, he does look like he's like, I've been trying to work on my napkin folding, and y'all ain't even gonna appreciate this. It's like
All into
origami.
these little origami squares.
Oh
These
man.
half triangles.
No, I don't know. Matter of fact, let's keep it violent real quick. How about that, Tyson? Because now
What's
we're
that?
going to talk about the Nuggets and Timberwolves. It's a little bit down on our list, but let's bring that up because we're
Let's bring it
talking
up.
about
Might as
shoving
well.
matches, right?
Man.
So now the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves, I believe that the Timberwolves pulled out that game
Hmm.
against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
It was like I guess like a late run. Things were happening, but this didn't happen at that specific time. But what's his name? Nicholas Braun? I know his last
Hmm.
name is Braun. He
Yeah.
did a very
Oh,
powerful
C Bro,
two-handed
Christian
dunk
Bro,
on
Christian Bro.
Rudy Christian Braun. I don't know
Mm.
why I said Nicholas.
Mm.
A very, very powerful
Oh, it's
two-handed
nasty.
slam on the 3 or 4 time Defensive Player of the
Say it
Year, Rudy
again, one more time.
Gobert. 3 or 4 time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert,
He's not
who is
feared at all,
supposed to
by the
be
way.
the
Mm.
blocking machine all of a
Supposed to be.
sudden. And Rudy
Hmm.
Gobert decides to take action after Christian Braun decided to chest bump
He
him by
did.
grabbing him and kind of shoving him out the way by the neck,
Out of the neck.
which then proceeds to referees trying to come in and intervene. Russell Westbrook pretending
He
like he about to do something. He
he
wasn't
put
gonna do anything. Let
he
me let me be
wasn't.
clear.
But did you see Gobert's face? He put some fear into
He
Gobert.
was frightened. He
Gobert
he did
flinched.
flinch.
He
He did.
flinched almost into
He
the
did.
cameraman. By
He
the
sure
way,
did. He did.
like
That's a
this dude,
fact.
yo, he's so soft. Can we talk about that? I've
We
never
will talk
seen
about
a
it.
big
Let
man
me just
flinch like
make let
that.
me get this out there. Russell Westbrook wasn't going to do anything. In fact, when he ran up on him, he shoved the referee in front of him into Rudy Gobert and then kind of did his
He
defensive
did. He
stance
did.
after
He
that.
did. But
The
Kyle,
NBA is a joke when it comes to this,
Kyle,
yo.
Kyle. Westbrook had to do something in that moment because he wasn't doing anything on the court. The guy again
Mm.
was 1 for 8
1 for 8.
from field
One
goal.
for eight.
One for
Go
eight.
ahead, Tyson.
4 turnovers. He was a minus 13 for the game.
Mm. I saw
The
that.
trend, the trend is there. He's either minus 12 to minus 20 or more.
He was either leading or tied with someone else who was minus 13 on the
Yeah,
court the
yeah,
entire time. Oh,
all
I
time.
went through because I was
Yeah.
like, what was your impact?
Mhm. Mhm.
besides saying I need to be the
Absolutely.
enforcer, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, that's what his role is now. He is the enforcer, you know. So it's to motivate, young folk like Christian Braun to stand up for themselves and to,
Mm,
be more aggressive on the court,
mm,
and to have more heart. So that's the only thing I could think of, coming out
mm.
because he definitely not contributing on the basketball side of things. So, I'm surprised Westbrook didn't swing because it would have been better for him to swing, get ejected, and let somebody else play in his stead
Addition
who
by
would have made
subtraction.
a contribution to the actual game that was going on. So,
You're not wrong when you're right, Tyson. And in this case, I really do feel as though the impact is being very much is dwindling. It really is dwindling. I think
it's
they played
been
the
terrible.
Jazz yesterday. I think he had 5 points again. And he was on the court for like 30 minutes. They won, they won, but then you're
Oh,
playing the Jazz who like 0 and 6. So
yeah.
what impact again?
He started again.
5 points,
He
30
5 points,
minutes.
2 for 11, 4 turnovers. He
I don't
did
know his
have
plus or
five
minus.
steals, so when he turned it over, he got it right
He got it
back.
back. He
So, hey,
redeemed
so he evened
himself.
out, it
Now, I'm
neutralized
not
it.
necessarily a plus minus kind of person, but sometimes it could tell some of the story.
Hmm.
I think that Russell Westbrook is very much on his way to a steeper decline than I once thought.
Hmm.
Now, he did have a moment, maybe 2 or 3 games back. He had 22 points. So he has these moments of flash of, that's the Westbrook we kind of know
Hmm.
and kind of love. And then he goes back to this. This is his stasis at this point.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know what the Denver Nuggets are going to do with regards to this because I don't see this addition to their roster making them a deep playoff run team.
It's
They
unfortunate.
lost uh, KCP, they
David is.
lost Bruce Brown, they've
Huge
lost
on
people
defense.
who were really impacting the game.
Mhm.
And now they have him. I'm not seeing a deep run. Not with that bench, man. Not with
No,
that bench.
not at all, man. You see that defense is suffering too, man. They're giving up a lot of points, man. A
Mhm,
lot of points. Gordon can't do it all. Porter's never been a shutdown defensive player, man. So people like KCP and Bruce, man, were some of the heart of your defense, man. Those were your hustle players, you
mhm.
know. Mm.
Well, either way, I guess 3-3 is okay to start the season. In the meantime, there are some people who are still undefeated out here.
Mhm.
Case in point, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers who are now 7-0. We have the
Balling.
Oklahoma City Thunder that are 6-0.
Mhm.
So these East and Western teams, respectively, are out here really making some historical moves. In fact, the Cavs are the ninth team in the NBA history to start the season 5-0 with a point differential of 18 points a game. So these two teams, Tyson, we've talked about the Thunder. We talked about them last episode, in fact, that we said they got a finals run in them based on what
Mhm.
they're doing. But I have not, I got to be honest, I never respected Cleveland Cavaliers.
No,
I
not
just
at
don't.
all. Not at all. Nobody did. Even when they were balling out a little bit last year,
Hmm.
they're out.
They were
They were
balling
like
out. No,
third,
they were
fourth in
balling
the
out.
East.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were
Nobody
balling out.
even considered them. Nobody was talking about them because they already knew. They're like, they're gonna crash out in the playoffs.
Hmm.
Celtics got this. Bucks got this. But yo, but you know what? Is that coaching change, man? They got
Yeah.
a coaching change, man, and the way he's using, especially Mobley. Mobley
Mm.
is a lot more aggressive going to the basket now. Man, he's using his length over these smaller players. Garland is starting really to come back into his old self because last year he
Hmm.
was trying to figure out his role alongside Mitchell, and Mitchell is letting Garland do his thing. He's letting Garland handle the ball a lot, bringing up the floor, and bro, and they're working together seamlessly. Oh man, it's
Hmm.
great to see, bro. And then
It
you
is.
got the regular like Levert, Allen stepping up. But they're a deep team and they're tall. They're using both of their bigs at the same time. Mobley
Hmm.
and Allen at the time, man, getting all the boards. Getting
Yep.
all the boards, the putbacks. Mobley a lot more aggressive, man. I mean, it's off the chain. Like they out rebounded with the Magic yesterday, 49 to 39, man. I mean,
Right.
they've been, bruh.
I hear you and I agree with you, but I only agree with you with the
Uh-oh.
regular season. I look at them like how I used to look at the Toronto Raptors back in the day. The Toronto Raptors were
Mhm.
always kind of like top three-ish in the East for
Yeah.
quite some time until the playoffs occur. Then they're nowhere to be found. They either get swept, they get gentlemen swept, they're out the playoff
Hmm.
run, and then it's wash, rinse, repeat.
Hmm.
In this case, I look at the Cleveland Cavaliers like I look at them, where you can have a really hot start. It looks good. It feels like if you were just looking at it from the eye test, this team is really someone you need to contend with. But is it really going to matter when the time comes for it to matter?
I guess time will tell, but what we've seen, especially in relation to what we saw last year, they were winning games, but a lot of times it felt forced. Like one player had to go off here. It was Garland, Mitchell, or somebody, or Levert, somebody had to go off in the game. Now, because of the shared distribution of offense,
Sure,
like it's
sure.
they're looking like a problem, man. They're looking like a problem. Like they have so many offensive weapons, man. It's I don't know, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. Especially the way they moving. Mitchell isn't forcing a lot of shots. Remember, he was taking like 25 to 30 attempts, man, before. Now he's only taking like 15.
You're
Like,
right.
and bro, I don't know, man.
Okay. I'm not
Mhm.
mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I
Are you
like
worried?
absolutely not.
All right.
Absolute. Who in the East would I even be worried about? No one.
Had to
The
ask, man.
Celtics could
Had
beat
to.
every last one of them in any type of series,
This
in my
this is true.
opinion.
This is true.
But it's good just to see it. I think again, last season in the playoffs, I think it
Mm,
was Donovan Mitchell that was injured. And so they
mm,
couldn't really, they weren't at full strength.
all
I
right.
want to see them at full strength. You're
All
going to
right.
lose, but I want to see them at full strength
Because it brings out
regardless.
the best in y'all. You want to see
It
y'all.
brings out the
Right.
best in us.
Mm,
Now, one of the things that has happened, though, because we did talk about the Thunder already and how we think that they're really having a finals run in them this season, the league has taken over the three-point range shot.
that's
In
ridiculous.
fact, at this point, it's up to over 41% of the shots taken are at from the three-point range, which is the highest in NBA three-point history. Here's
Crazy.
my thoughts on that, Tyson. I hate it. If
I do
I'm
too.
being honest, I hate it so much. This is one of the reasons I used to never watch college basketball. Genuinely, I never watched college
Launching it.
basketball
Yeah.
because all they did was come down. If it's not a layup, it's a three. If it's not a layup, it's a three. And more often than not, it's a three. They're just
Hmm.
throwing it. I hated watching that style of play. And now the irony of it is how hypocritical of me because my favorite team is
I
the
was about to
Boston
say.
Celtics,
I was about to
and
say.
all they do is shoot these threes
Y'all on
on
three
almost
and
every possession.
y'all on
I've
three
seen
and
it.
one breaks pulling
I've
up threes.
seen it. I've seen it maybe 2 games ago. I think it was either Peyton Pritchard or Luke Cornett
That thing up, dog.
drove in the the layup was right there.
Right there.
He's
Right
like,
there.
kick out, swing, swing. Let's see what I am sick
Crazy, bro.
of that idea because it's just basically college ball has crept into the NBA. And I always hated watching college ball because of this. Now is in the NBA, but just on a bigger scale, a better level,
It is.
athletically and talent wise. I don't like it. I
Yeah,
gotta be
it's a problem,
honest.
man. But you see it, man, because all the ones who were driving in, all the ones who were getting middies, now, bro, they coming out this season taking threes off the break.
Yep,
Like Ant-Man,
DeRozan.
Tatum, DeRozan. Like, bro, I'm surprised SGA hasn't started, man. Like, real
Hmm.
talk, he's the only one, man, who's really kind of sticking to his game. But he's even shooting a few. Even your boy Ja trying to work on more threes. It's like, man, everybody just letting it go, man. Letting it go. No reason Chet Holmgren should be pulling up with like seven threes a game, bro. Like, what are you doing up there, dog?
Wemby doing it too? Like, what
Man,
is
be
going
pulling from the
on?
logo.
You 9 feet, and you still ain't getting across the half court before you launching it? You're
Listen, man.
9 feet, you're Slenderman, and you are literally like, hey,
All
throw
you
this to
gotta
the top
do
of the key because I'm about to
is
launch
go
it.
down low and turn around. And
Oh my
it's
goodness,
crazy.
man.
It's
I'm not
craziness, dog.
asking for much. I really am not. I'm really not. So it's really frustrating to see if I'm going to be honest, but this is where we are, unfortunately. But currently, it's going to change. Again, everything changes.
It
Stephen
does.
Curry kind of introduced this 3-point
It
idea.
did.
The Warriors adopted it. Teams around the league really embraced it.
Hmm.
The Celtics won because of it. Is going to go through this shift. Ben is going, it's a pendulum. It swings one way
Yeah.
for a period of time. It will swing back the other way for a period of
Hmm.
time, and it'll find a stasis. Or unless, God forbid, they're gonna introduce this 4-point shot, and then I
That's a
don't
wrap from
know.
there.
I don't know if I'm
Don't
gonna
bring that
be.
in. It's a
I
wrap
don't
from
think
there,
the Clutch
man.
Buckets podcast will be anymore, guys, if that
Bruh,
happens, because I'll be
everybody
so
is
upset.
gonna pull from that four, bro. It's gonna be
What?
insane. Everybody.
Oh my
They're already
goodness.
doing it. Because I think it's a matter, it's like a rite of passage. Like everybody wants to be that guy. But even LeBron did it. And he
Yeah,
airballed that thing. It's like, dude, what are we doing right
you
now,
sure
dog?
did. Either
Like,
way, it's what we have now. I'm gonna appreciate it for now
mm,
until things change. We have very little time before we're gonna wrap. I just wanted to point out that apparently there's some video clips going around because of DeRozan being in Toronto. They lost to the Toronto Raptors, and apparently artist
yeah.
rapper Drake was on the side
He did.
making some off-color remarks with regards to DeMar DeRozan. If you're into hip hop, you will understand that context. But I thought that was very hilarious
Hilarious.
when I
It's
saw it.
hilarious. That Drake
But
always in this feeling somehow. But
always in his feelings.
but it's a problem. I got a problem with that though, because DeRozan gave y'all everything he had. He didn't want
Absolutely,
to leave. He got
absolutely,
traded. What y'all mad at him
absolutely.
for? What y'all
Right.
mad at him for? Y'all should definitely have a statue of that dude. That
Or
dude
at least
is
hang
long
his
grown.
rapper's jersey,
Hey,
retire
right?
his jersey.
That's something, bro. Y'all need to show that man some love. Cause he stayed when everybody was trying to push him out. He stayed with y'all, man.
Absolutely.
Then y'all just traded him, bro. Now
And
I think they forgot about him real quick because the year after he got traded, they finally got a championship.
mhm.
And they just wiped out all records of the DeRozan era.
In the words
It's
of DeMar DeRozan when asked in the post-game interview, good luck with that.
like,
Good luck with that. That's really how that goes. But again,
uh,
another week in the books
uh,
with the NBA
uh,
season is underway. Definitely exciting watching just some teams that you really thought that were going to be doing well aren't doing well at all. The Sixers and the Bucks being at the bottom of the East with
uh,
Detroit Pistons.
uh,
And we have in the West, the Nuggets really kind of trying to find their footing. And we got the Cavs, we got up there with the Oklahoma City Thunder,
mhm.
even the Warriors that are like 5-1
I
right
don't
now,
know,
which is
buddy.
wild.
Bro, he still hasn't settled down. at 27.
No, he hasn't. I don't understand what's going on, but I love it. I love it.
I'm here for it.
So I know you here for it.
Stay
But
here
either
for
way,
it.
that's how the league goes, and this is why we enjoy covering it as much
For
as we
sure.
do. But that's it for the Clutch Buckets podcast for this week.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to tune in again. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is Kyle Spence,
And I'm Josh Tyson.
and we out.
Till next time, y'all.
Peace.
Appreciate you.